What's up everyone, this is PS118 and I'm here today with another motovlog. And today I want to talk to you guys about intersections in this episode of Taiwan Tutorial Tuesdays. And I know intersections might seem like a silly thing to talk about, but if you've had any riding experience in the past, you know that intersections can be the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous situations to be in when you're on these public streets, on the roads, right? So before I get started, I just want to give you guys a little disclaimer. I'm giving you guys some advice on what I personally think is safest and best, but of course you don't have to take my word for it. There are people who would disagree with what I'm going to tell you today, and that's totally alright. But I just wanted to share some thoughts with you based on my experience and based on knowledge I've gained getting licensed back home, getting my M1 back home in the States. So, without further ado, let's talk about the craziness that is approaching an intersection in Taiwan. Okay, now before I tell you about the details of what to do at an intersection, I think it's important to illustrate and give you guys an understanding of how traffic works a little bit. This doesn't only apply in Taiwan, it also applies back home in the States, but it's just a little bit more extreme here because the driving's more extreme here, as you guys can totally see. Yeah, I'm not relaxed right now, just in case you guys are wondering. This is not a relaxing situation, but nevertheless, here we go. So, if you think of vehicles and intersection, don't think about it as a block, like a chunk of vehicles just moving forward and then stopping in the next red light, turns green, move forward, and then it stops. It's not a block, it's a fluid kind of body of stuff. It's mushy. And the best way to describe it is kind of like a slinky. When the light turns green, it's not the entire block that moves at once, it's just that the first few vehicles in the front kind of move, and then the next row back, and the third row back. And so it's kind of like a slinky. You'll pull on the front, the entire slinky, it's not the entire slinky that moves at once, but it's the first ring, and then the second ring, and the third ring, and so on and so forth. And it just kind of pulls itself along. Now, traffic is much like that. And so understanding that kind of slinky analogy will help you guys stay safe at intersections. Now, I picked this stretch of road because there are a lot of intersections and a lot of cars and a lot of people, and so it gets a little crazy sometimes. But I just wanted to show you guys what it's like in a little bit more of an extreme situation. First things first, though. Risk management. I talked about this last time. I'm going to harp on it a lot. You're going to hear these two words over and over and over. Risk management. There are a lot of the most important thing about to keep in mind when you get on your bike is how to manage your risk. Keep it as low as possible. You step on any vehicle with two wheels, or any, four wheels for that matter, you're taking a risk, right? You can get hurt, you can cause someone injury, right? Things that you probably don't want to get involved in. But managing it is what's important, so that you can not be paralyzed by fear, but also be really practical when it comes to dealing with some of the issues here. Now, there are a lot of different factors that affect risk: speed, time of day, fatigue, all these things, right, that you probably learned about in your MSF class. And if you haven't taken it, I highly suggest it. You learn a lot of stuff. But one of these factors is how many vehicles there are on the road. Simply put, basic math: less cars, lower risk. More cars or more vehicles, the higher the risk, right? And so you want to place yourself in a situation where you have the lowest risk possible. Now, if you think about that slinky mentality, the most dangerous place to be, slinky-wise, is right in the middle, because you can't control how many cars are around you. Now, if you're in the really front, the front of the pack, like I am right now, I'm going to show you a technique that I use. It's not really a technique, it's a thing. It's taking off at the green light, right? And what that's going to do is it's going to leave a bunch of people behind me because I'm at the front of the slinky. I don't have, theoretically, I won't have as many vehicles to worry about in front of me because they'll have gone already, and I don't really have to worry about the other vehicles that I've left in the dust behind me. I just have to worry about the 3 or 4 scooters, like this guy right here, who have also taken off with me. All right, oh man, that guy's he's going a little intense though. But anyway, ah man, guys, sorry, this is a poor illustration because of all the traffic right now. But there's this big old mob of scooters behind me. All right, now if I was in the middle of the mob of that mob of scooters, I'd be in a very stressful situation right now because I'd be worried about some like being like, oh, whatever, I don't care, I'm just gonna turn, you know, or no, okay, I don't mean to be ageist, but it's usually the elderly who, you know, check the mirrors the least. I'm sorry. So I know I'm generalizing and stereotyping, but it's just it's a pattern, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. But anyways, so if you're in the middle of the pack, you kind of just have to go along with, don't make any sudden movements, cover the brakes, both of the brakes, cover the horn if you must, you know, and just drive really slowly and really carefully. But if you're in the front, my suggestion is that you see a green light, you take off. If you're at the back of the Slinky, you wait for everybody to move ahead first, and then you go. If you're on a scooter, you're going to be faster than you're going to have better acceleration than a car, and so intersection wise you're going to pass the cars pretty quickly, right? And so that's my suggestion for the intersections, right? You take off at the green light, and I know it sounds dangerous because you're just like, oh, I'm just going to speed really fast. What I mean is you accelerate swiftly. I'm not saying you speed. You get up to speed, and then you just stay at the, you know, whatever the speed limit is or whatever the flow of traffic allows, right? And so I took off earlier. I'm fine now. I'm in the clear. Nobody to worry about around me. One entire risk factor gone. All I gotta do is make sure that those 2 riders up there don't crash and I don't have to swerve, and then I'm fine. Okay, I approach another intersection, and then the cycle starts all over again. All right, and so guys, one more important thing before I leave you guys. Of course you don't have to take this advice. I would suggest it though, because the mob is crazy, man. The mob is intense. You do not want to be at the mob. Oh wait, I forgot about something important. Okay, at the front of every intersection, you will see a box that looks like that. This box is for scooter stopping only, right? You see that car is following traffic laws, good for them. They're stopping behind the box, but this is a place for scooters to wait because they know that scooters accelerate faster, right? We're all going to take off much faster than that car behind me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mosey myself over to get as front as possible. Not because I'm in a rush or I want to be a jerk, but it's just that I want to be away from as many other vehicles as possible. This lowers my risk, helps me stay safer, and I'm not breaking any laws, which is nice. Also, lane splitting, totally legal and encouraged, by the way. You get pretty good at it. You kind of like walk around and then kind of weave through the cars and stuff to get to the front, only because, you know, I've found myself sandwiched between 2 buses before. I almost died. It was not okay. I didn't really know how to get out of my situation. I just slowed down, and the buses were maybe 6 inches apart. After they passed me, and then I got out of that situation. It was really scary. I've been sandwiched between cars before too. Sometimes people just don't care. They're in a rush, and their lateness is more important than your safety. So you know, it happens, and I won't say that I'm not guilty of that. We all kind of struggle with that. Now, I couldn't take off here because of that car, and but you see these guys up there, they're taking off, right? And they're starting to spread out. I had to stay in the middle of the pack. I'm kind of moseying, right? It's too dangerous for me now to go up to the front, but that's okay. You know, I'd rather be alive than be on time. Wait, I'd rather be alive and a little bit late than risk being on time but dying in the process. Okay, that was weird, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm not late right now, I'm totally okay. Leave earlier. But oh, cool bike. But anyway, so guys, that's intersections. One last thing, the most important part is be careful. At intersections, at red lights, people tend to run those. The further north you get, the less it is, but if you're like in Taoyuan or Zhongli or something like that, or even further south in like Jiayi or Tainan, it gets a little bit crazier. The laws are less enforced and people just kind of don't care about red lights. It's a suggestion, not a law. But yeah, even at the intersection, just when you're about to take off, be super careful. Be careful of people running red lights, you know, running the yellow. And then also be careful when you're going. People tend to jump green lights also. They accelerate into the intersection before the light turns green, and that can be extremely dangerous for you as well. So guys, I really hope that this video helped you guys, will help you guys with intersections, help you stay safe, and help you enjoy your ride in Taiwan. But anyways guys, I'll see you next time. This is PS118. Grace and peace.